Yeah. Yeah. Quite a bit of shows. I guess before this started, we were talking about seeing them live. I did. You know who else I seen live? Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, you did.
And I, in the back of my mind, I always thought to myself, like, man, what an amazing performance. Because you and I are performers, and we've like been in situations to where we've had music playing in the background, and you've done a performance with no music in the background, as far as like lyrics and stuff, you know. And he done his whole concert top to bottom with just him and a microphone, like no backing vocals. And it was just, I remember thinking to myself, like, the skill it takes to do that shit is pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, and the work ethic on top of that, because it takes a lot of repetitive practice to be able to make sure everything's right.
Yeah, for real.
I can only imagine how hard he works, you know what I'm saying, on his set. Like, the one I seen that he just did, right, in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he'd win. I don't know how much he performed, how long he performed for, but he went over that, you know, half a dozen to a dozen times between now and then when all the songs drop. And he might have already been working on that set before.
Oh, yeah.
But he's awesome. He's amazing. I'd love to see him. I've never seen a good live rap show.
I was about to say, last concert you've been to?
Last concert I went to,
Yeah.
I think this was Coetzel.
How's that?
He's good. He's interesting to me because, like, he puts on a really good live show. People there are always lit. It's like Red Dirt music, but it's interesting because if you remember, like, early 2000s, Blink 182, that was one of my favorite bands. I mean,
hell yeah.
But they had like a pop punk instrumental. If you take the vocals away from him, and it sounds just like that. So that's the most interesting thing to me. It's like a rock show. I don't think I've ever seen. I'm trying to think of who I've seen.
I fucked with Panic at the Disco.
I ain't really fuck with them. Yeah. I seen Kid Rock was and that's people. He's crazy now, but Kid Rock was the best live show, dude.
Yeah, yo, Kid Rock is amazing, bro.
He was amazing, super talented. He played the drums for a while, and then went and played the guitar, and then the bass, and then he scratched the turntables, and then he
shit, really?
Yeah, he did a little bit of everything. And then the piano, he played the keys. But the Kendrick show, why don't you talk about that the other night? That was crazy, bro.
Yeah, the Kendrick show, the pop out show, and what people don't know is it had 2 weeks. 2 weeks, the tickets were on sale at the Kia Forum, and it completely sold out, which is uncommon nowadays. As a matter of fact, if you look around, a lot of these big artists are having problems selling tickets, you know, to shows and stuff like that because of the economy and whatnot. But he had that thing packed out. It was star-studded, basketball players, actors, Chloe Bailey, LeBron James, The Weeknd. I mean, everybody was there. And then at the end of it, it was, well, first of all, I thought it was cool. There's many layers to this, Cody. And the obvious one is there was Crips and Bloods on the stage, and he brought all the factions of California together on one stage. And that's pretty big because, you know, like, there's a lot of beef and a lot of blood in between those types of games. Right. So, like, that was big.
Yeah.
And then, like, the second thing I thought he done was really dope is he brought, like, the future and, like, the past on stage along with them. Like, Dr. Dre, Schoolboy Q, Absol, a long list. And then he brought, like, the newer, younger artists, you know, that's under him, like Rimble. And I thought he had a really great performance. So, like, it was love in the West Coast from, like, the old heads and the young heads, kind of like a passing of the torch type deal. And then last but not least, man, it was just like a good old shit on Drake party, man. You know, like all the people that showed up on screen, like all the sites reported that Drake unfollowed him. Like he unfollowed LeBron James, like Russell Westbrook.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing. Man, he had a whole song for LeBron. He's got to be hurt from that deal. You know what I mean? I mean, he's got to be, dude.
Yeah, man, it's gotta be hard to recover. But if anybody can recover from something like this, it would have to be Drake, because the normal person would be just like Thanos, like dusted away. You know, like yeah. So
I don't know. I just man, it's is he gonna tour? Is he gonna have a full tour off the diss tracks?
Jesus Christ. I would say that sounds crazy, but it really doesn't, because it injected like so much back into the hip hop culture and like so much more to where he doesn't have to drop a new album to have that clout to go out. Like he could take those diss songs and throw in his greatest hits and tour off of that. So when you first asked me that, I would be like, hell no. But I thought about it for half a second and kind of how could he not? You know, like the Pop Out sold out.
If his money's real right, he doesn't have to. That's the only reason he wouldn't.
Right.
But, man, I think that Not Like Us is probably, man, right there with Hit 'Em Up as far as greatest diss track of all
Jesus
time.
Christ. The way he did it, the way the West Coast just kind of rallied around him.
Mm-hmm. Not just the West Coast, the entire country.
Yeah, the entire country. I mean, I don't think we'll ever hear a bar like A Minor hit the way it hit.
Dude, no.
I think everybody in the country, like, whenever they heard that, was like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I just don't see how. You know, Drake is gearing up for another summer run. You know, like, and I just, if I was his advisor, I wouldn't know what to say.
Oh man, it's going to be interesting to see how his ticket sales do, because your ticket sales, I think, will directly reflect how people are feeling about you, bro.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if they don't go down at all, then he's going to be like, fuck it.
I know, man. I want to know what he did to piss everybody off like that, bro.
Bro, before this, I had heard I haven't heard rumors from him, but I've seen and read, the rumors and seen the things about how he has interacted with underage girls before, and then like the girl that acts on Stranger Things, I can't remember her name, but she plays 11 on Stranger Things, and he was really like just
kind of give off creep vibes.
Yeah, very much. Well, there's no real reason that how old is he? I don't know. 20 at any point, 25-year-old plus 30 young 30s.
Drake is the same age as us.
Okay, so he's
Drake is older than us.
Okay, so he's older. He's pushing 40. There's no reason for a guy that's pushing 40 to be texting and communicating with a 17.
God damn, you ain't got to say it like that. I said us and you said pushing 40. Jesus, I ain't even trying to think about that.
I just had a birthday, bro. Like,
fuck. Oh, happy late birthday, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it was Wednesday, but
dope.
35 now. But yeah, I think that's there's no excuse. It just, I don't know, man. It screams like weird to me. And then he's got a source because he said so much shit. All of his, not a lot of his music, all of his music is geared towards women, because there was a point in time where women were the biggest consumers of music, and that's what kind of helped propel him to fame. Early on he would kiss underage girls on stage. I think I saw a video. I saw a video about that. That's it's a dangerous game. Yeah, it is, and I don't think that's a claim somebody goes and makes unless they are convinced of it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of hopefully. He hates him either way. I'll tell you this much.
A lot of that weird talking to underage girls happen a lot in the music industry. Whenever you think about R. Kelly and Aaliyah, he married her when she was 16. Mm-hmm. I think Elvis Presley married a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
I think Faith Evans was underage when she was a big. That shit happens all the time, and it's so weird. It fits into the whole Hollywood or conspiracy deal.
It does. But then there's also situations in everyday life where that does happen, man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So you've got that, but it seems that it happens at a higher rate with the celebrities.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to ask you, and I don't want to get too off topic, but
no.
What's your thoughts on the whole Bill Belichick dating the 24-year-old?
I was just about to say something about that.
Yeah.
I think I saw something funny about it today, and it was like a TikTok video of your daughter's bringing home her new boyfriend and introducing him to you. And the guy was like, Mr. Bill Belichick? What? It was pretty funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Just myself, bro, to keep it on. This is why I don't understand it, because at this point, at my age, at 35 years old, no offense to the 18-year-old women out there, but y'all annoy the hell out of me. I really can't be around you for more than a few minutes.
It's a whole different vibe, you know.
It's a maturation thing.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. The only reason that a guy like us would be with the 18 or 24-year-old is like it's clearly like a money deal.
Yep. A trophy.
Yeah. Outside of that, it's just kind of weird. So
yeah.
but back to the whole Drake thing, I don't know if there's a comeback path for this. I do know that if there was anybody that could make a comeback, it would be one of the biggest artists in history, and that would be Drake. So it's definitely something that we get to sit back and enjoy and watch and see how this shake out because
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
5 times in a row.
5 times in a row.
How do you have a diss song that popular that you could play it 5 times in a fucking row, bro? And it's not like it died out. Like the more he played the song, celebrities were coming on stage and dancing. Dancers came on, bro. And like they said that the people in the crowd, like every time the camera would pan out, it was mostly like Mexicans and like white people in the crowd.
Oh yeah, I seen a bunch of that too.
Yeah. So like I just think that he's touched like so many people like outside of our race, and then like the way he did it, and then he brought unity into it with the West Coast. I don't know, man. It was just like if there was ever a phrase that this could be used for, or like that would be perfect for the situation, it would be nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, they were, and the thing is, the guys, people on stage like Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan were singing the song. They knew the words.
Can you imagine sitting at home watching that shit on TV as Drake?
Dude, it'd be tough. It makes you like, because they say that he's had his hand in some other artist's demise.
Triple X Tentacion.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia just got on Twitter and said Drake killed Triple X.
Hey, man, they're okay.
Damn, we got to talk about Ryan too.
Yeah, he's crazy, bro. I like the fact that he played the character for the fight, and I thought that was brilliant. He sold the fight really well.
Did you hear that he just retired?
He retired?
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
He's young.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He just put on Twitter that he retired. I think it was yesterday or today because they dinged him for that PED.
Yeah.
And then they took that win back. So Haney's undefeated. And
Yeah.
Garcia was pretty sick about it. So Garcia was like, I think I'm going to go to acting or something like that.
They say boxing is one of the they say it's the dirtiest business sport. They say like these guys that get the huge records, like 30-0 or 35-0, they'll pay $200 or $300 for the first, per fighter for the first 20 wins, and they're fighting a janitor or somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody who just blow, easy fights, shit like that. And then on top of that, people take dives. There's no doubt about it. Some of these fights you can watch them and it's like,
There's very few fights that I've. The last fight that I've watched and genuinely enjoy was Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. And that was a fucking beatdown, but that was the first time in my life as an adult that I saw boxing and I was like, now I understand the sweet science.
Yeah. It's
a
sport just like anything else. It's motion. It's a little bit, hand-eye coordination, but keep it on balance and,
I think everybody in the hood wanted to be a boxer after that fight.
Dude. I went and watched when Pacquiao fought Mayweather.
Oh shit!
I went to what's Mr. Owsley's name that owns Strictly Fitness?
I know.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about
Jordan Austin and Morgan's dad. Anyway, I went over there and watched the fight. Me and Jordan was buddies, so me and old Paige went over there at the time.
Yeah,
watching the fight, and they explained to me. Him and his friend explained to me as I'm watching the fight, and so I was really able to kind of grasp an understanding of at least what I'm watching.
Yeah,
and so it's pretty cool. Most of the fights are very, very boring. It was cool when Francis Ngannou beat Tyson Fury, or he should have beaten him, but they screwed him on the cards.
I love just like the knockouts, like the heavyweights, like the slugfest, all the welterweights and the featherweights, like all that is countering and just a bunch of dodging. It's very hard to watch, but man, if you can get a good match,
where people are really throwing and landing, that's what I love. Man, the UFC is, to me, it's just incredible.
Man, my balls is hot guy is my favorite. I can't think of
My
his
balls is hot. What?
Yeah, Derek the Beast or something. You don't know
Derek
what I'm
Lewis?
talking
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Derek
was like,
Lewis. Yeah.
How are you feeling after the win? He was like, my balls are hot.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
just, yeah, he's funny, bro. There's this. There's some of the. There was the scariest knockout I've ever seen. Pull up. Can you just pull it? I want you to watch this. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. It's a different type of knockout. It was what's his fucking name? Bryce Mitchell versus.
Bryce Mitchell?
Yeah, put Bryce Mitchell, BRYCE. Knockout right there at the top, and I'll show you which one it is. I think it's the Josh Emmett knockout. That one right there.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Holy shit.
Watch how he hits him.
Oh, man.
Wait. He's going to come with an overhand. Watch this. Ooh.
Oh.
He hit him here.
Oh, my God. Like,
Dude,
the
yeah,
way that
yeah,
he
yeah.
was shaking is
Like,
weird.
Watch another clip, just one more, because that one was too much like being technical. I just want you to see. Watch the second one. Let's see if it plays in. Bam. He hit him right here, dude, and then he went to convulsing. Like,
Yeah.
Here's the question I have about the sport.
Yeah.
How long is it until you see somebody absolutely just die?
Oh, I mean, we've seen it. It's happened in boxing. I think people are intrigued by that. You know, the gladiator. You know, like even back to the gladiator days, the chance of somebody dying.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's wild. It died when I watched that live, and I thought, yeah, he died. He's dead.
I didn't see that live, but I bet you something like that would be scary as fuck.
Oh, yeah, especially to see in person.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, like, you have to understand when you step into that ring. I think they were saying that about, I think it was Tyson Fury, because, like, once you understand, like, once you get your head rocked, like, your brain is looser than what it normally is.
Yeah, CTE.
And if you keep going back, like, eventually, like, you can damage that shit.
Yeah, you'll end up looking like Muhammad Ali did before
So,
he was gone.
I mean, like,
That's sad.
I would say, you know, like, those fighting deals, sports is, like, the most extreme there is, you know? And then outside of that will be football. But
I would say, okay, I'm going to throw one curveball to you here. One of the more extreme sports, if you count rodeo, then bull riding is it's a very extreme sport. Those are 2,000, 2,500 pound animals at times.
Yeah, bro. I was there's a kid from my town. Do you know Tad Harris?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did rodeo stuff, and like every time I'd see that kid, his shoulder was broken, his arm was broken or something. He's the toughest little bastard ever, bro.
Yeah.
He could fight anybody, man,
Funny.
but he always had something broken.
Yeah, I think afterwards he got it. And shout out Tad. He got into like motocrossing too, and then had a real bad motocross.
Yeah, I remember.
Shout out Tad. Be safe, bro. Be safe.
Somebody bubble wrap, bro, man.
Oh, it was
Cool
terrible.
kid, though. Cool
Yeah. So, you know, okay, you won't know this guy, but I'm going to go ahead and tell this story. This is just really just because I want to have this content, even if it's to cut for shorts.
Oh, yeah, jump into it.
All right, I went to Chicago to meet a guy named Adam Calhoun. A lot of y'all will know who he is. He's a big-time curator. He came up off of funny, conservative-leaning, right-leaning videos before he started doing music. Well, in March of 2023, I got a Instagram message from him, and it was like Instagram. He hit me up. I could pull up the conversation right now, and it's like, hey, are you serious about this music shit, or are you just fucking around? Well, I didn't see it for 2 weeks, but I finally got back in touch with him. We talked on the phone, and I went up in May of 2023 and met him on a weekend. We discussed a deal, hung out on that Saturday, went...
Is this the guy that funded your album?
Yeah, he funded I-40 East, but we actually had signed a deal for him to fund a full-length album, and it was like, I'm going to put all these major features into you. I'm going to get like big-time features that'll get you on. I'm going to pay for Taylor Swift's engineer to do your stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to come up and spend the week. Well, when I went back home, it was like, okay, give it about 4 weeks is what he told me. Yeah. But yeah, he was good. As far as business-wise, the man wasn't any kind of wrong to me. He actually was good. I can't even get mad at him for canceling the deal. It's just how he did it. So we would communicate.
Yeah.
And early on in the deal, we'd communicate like once or twice a week. Well, then we made an agreement. Hey, bro, because he would blame me one time. He's like, dude, you're blowing me up, and kind of was an asshole to me. But I was like, all right, well, let's do this then. If I'm bugging you so much, if I was, I'm sorry. I'm a starving artist. And you dangled a record deal in front of me and said 4 weeks. So in 4 weeks, yeah, of course I was hitting you up and bugging you.
Right.
I say, okay, well then we'll talk every Thursday, bro. We'll talk every Thursday. So a couple Thursdays go by and everything's cool. Then the third Thursday goes by at 1 o'clock and I call him. He answers the phone. He's like, what the fuck do you want?
Oh, shit.
Yes. I say, whoa. Did I call it a bad time? He said, no, I'm just so fucking sick of you. I'm so fucking sick of you. Really, I don't know if we can work together anymore. If I fly you up here, I think that it's probably just to beat your ass at this point. Word for word what this man said to me.
God damn, dude. All that for you just calling him?
All that, yeah.
Shit, dude. That's kind of crazy.
And at agreed time that we had discussed, like, this is our weekly business call so we can know where we're at. Yeah. Because I'd signed a contract. I don't know how binding it was because I didn't, like, get a... was notary public to do anything. They just emailed it to me. I signed it, scanned it back, and emailed it to them.
Okay.
But it was an agreement for like this big deal. And here's the thing. I'm better off without the deal. I'm doing this right now because everybody in this lane's kind of into this whole call out so-and-so. So I'm having this for content in case I ever need to use it. But when we left, Ruby was like, it's not going to work. I should have known it wasn't going to work. He's the most arrogant asshole I've ever seen. Dude was driving 110 miles an hour everywhere he went. And then pulling out in front of people, like cussing at him. It was crazy, bro. So I just kind of wanted to have that in here just to talk about it. I mean, I'm not the first one. There's some other artists from, I'm not going to put them on blast, but from over in the southeast part of the country that had went up there a duo. And
so is this like a label or something?
He has a small label. It's called like what did he call it? You'll have to think of the name of the label.
Okay.
It'll come back to me. But yeah, he had tried to sign them, and he did the fallout with them. See, Dusty was telling me this when he was Dustin Simple Man was down here.
Yeah.
He knows those guys, and the fallout with them is he demands that while you're there, you do his daily regiment, which is get up, run, blah 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 blah, do whatever he does. And they were like, we're not getting up and fucking running 3 miles a day. That's just not something we're gonna do. And that was the reason he fell out. That's the reason he fell out with them. And then me, and then 2 more artists after me, he all fell out with. Well, finally, it's really funny. He finally landed on this cat who can't rap. It's terrible, and it's getting terrible feedback. But funny thing about it is, if you covered his face, if you covered this parts of their face, they'd be the same person.
Holy shit!
They look identical to each other.
First of all, Simple Man, he's a really good artist. Is he not with that guy anymore?
With Adam?
Yeah.
No, he never worked with Adam.
Oh, all right.
No, I was closer. No, I don't think the two had ever met. In fact, they didn't.
All right. Yeah, because I met Simple Man obviously through you, but it was after you got the deal. So like, I didn't know if like Simple Man came with that guy.
No,
or, like
I had met him through networking, and we had already been working on the I-40 East EP.
Okay.
So when I left Chicago, I was like, okay, well, let's talk about you funding this EP I got working, because I'd already explained it to him. I'm just gonna need X amount of dollars. It's like 5 G's.
Yeah.
I need this to do this deal, and spend all the money like with you and videos, and then flying them out here to do that deal. But the agreement for the next deal, I don't know, it was for like 5 times that, 6 times that. Then plus, once it was ready to drop, then
did he like I-40 East?
Yeah, he said it was. His remarks to I-40 East was,
okay,
it's all a bunch of filler, other than Outlaw DNA. Those are all a bunch of filler songs. He was kind of, and I wanted to be like, bro, you reached out to me because you liked what I was doing.
I know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? He would say things to me in front of me like, you have 0 chance ever of being as big of an artist as I am. 0 chance. You may be successful and you may do okay, but you'll never be what I am.
That's bullshit. I mean, people like that reach out to artists like you because you have the potential to make more than they do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bro kind of sounds like P. Diddy when he made them rappers from New York go get that cheesecake. But
no, there wasn't no Diddy shit going on.
But like, oh yeah,
bro.
No, but like, no, man, that's kind of crazy. And I'm glad you can give us that perspective because a lot of artists haven't even made it to that level to even deal with that type of bullshit yet.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
And we all hear it. There's a lot of bullshit in the music industry. You know, like we all absolutely hear it. But like to get your perspective is kind of crazy. And you know, like to know that there's people out there that exist that are doing shit like that or handling business in that manner.
Yeah,
it's just crazy, bro.
It's like.
But at least you got the experience,
fuck,
man.
yeah, dude. And like I said, and everything, I've got faith. My entire journey through this deal, I've been like, everything's going to work out for the better. Initially, I was like, what the fuck? Whenever I was angry with the way he talked to me. I told him right on the phone, I was like, bro, I don't appreciate the way you're speaking to me right now. And if we were in front of each other, this wouldn't be a cat.
It'd be a whole,
conversation.
It'd be a whole different deal.
But anyway, man.
People say a lot of crazy shit whenever there's distance between each other.
Yeah, I know. But I think he would have been the type to say it while I was standing right there in fucking front of him.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it didn't work out. And especially it would have boxed me in too because the agreement was I'm going to pay X amount of dollars, but you have zero creative control other than the writing. You write, but I pick the beats. I do everything else. You write. Well, I think that surely would have folded too, because he does a lot of political music, and he would have been like, "I want you to do something that along these lines," or you know what I mean, and it would have been something way out of my bag that I have already committed not to do.
That's
myself.
A scary lane to be in, political music. I don't touch politics at all. You know what? I will say this: I've never been in a type deal, but I can tell you, whenever I first started getting paid to do music videos, you know, that's become a trend. Between you and I, and it was with Big Papa's and the owner. I'm not going to say her name out of respect, but she reached out to me and she was like, "Hey, I really like your music. You know, like I think you have something going on here." And she was like, "You know, like I want to give you X amount of dollars for each video, you know." And I thought that was the coolest shit ever, bro. Because I looked at my wife. You know, like the only video that I've ever paid for, Cody, was the first video I've ever did. Self-made, self-paid. I'm talking full, you know. So, like, man, I was like, somebody was willing to invest to like do some shit that I'd be doing for free anyway. Yeah. Like, I thought that shit was dope. But like, I started learning, like, as I would do certain stuff, like, they're co-owners of a strip club, and I shot a video there. And I got so much back flack for that, Cody, because, you know, she was like, "Hey, I run a business and you got naked girls like in my video." Or I done this song with like a certain artist and they're like, "Hey, I don't like that artist. You know, like we're not going to pay for you to do a video, you know, like with that." And I was like, man, like this is kind of pigeonholing me because like I fuck with everybody and, you know, like this is how I get paid. So
that's why, you know what, and I'm not even going to, I told you, the grass is greener over here, and shout out Mike. The grass is greener down the road on the street, you heard me.
While we're on that, and you did bring up Mike, man, shout out to Mike, because Mike has been the most solid fucking individual that I've ever done business with, you know, and it's been a pleasure to, like, represent him. And hopefully he feels like everything that, you know, like I've done up until this point have warranted or justified, you know, like his investing into me or, you know, like into the music scene. So I'm super grateful for that guy.
Me too, man. And I think what's coolest about him is at the end of the day, to him, it's not really business as much as it is these cats who I like the music.
Right.
Kind of, you know, gaining a little bit of a friendship with them. I just want to help them out more so than it is a negotiation, an actual business transaction.
You know, amazing family. Shout out to Stanley, Wendy, you know, like Mike, Wes, you know, like the whole Green Street crew.
All of them,
you know, like all of them are
Carly,
amazing.
Callie.
Yeah. All of them are super dope.
Word.
I do think Callie's going to kill somebody one day. She always has.
Bro,
So,
oh yeah, dude. I tell her when I've got to. There's times I go in and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, who pissed in your Cheerios today?
I always say, "What's up, killer?" You know.
Yeah,
so
no, that's probably the best way to go about it. But
that's my dog. Yeah,
she used to not laugh. I used to get nothing but.
Nah. She always, bro. I always make her laugh. Seeing her laugh is pretty cool. You know, just seeing her go from that. I don't want to deal with nobody's shit today.
It made me feel a lot safer.
You know, I almost got shot at Green Street before, bro.
Don't say that.
Oh God, bro, I almost got shot. I'll tell you the story, man. I'll tell you the story. All right, so. Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and put it out right here. Okay, so it was about closing time, and Stanley, he has a like the security that works the door. He has a brother that had just started.
Yeah,
and but I didn't really know it was somebody different because they both looked the same. Like when they turned around. Yeah, you know. So
shout out Kurt.
Yeah. Okay, so this motherfucker had a pistol on him. And it was about close to closing time. I'm really close, you know. Green Street is home. Stanley, cool, you know. So it's dark outside. I bust in the door, you know. And the first thing he did was reach for that pistol.
Freeze.
So I saw it and I just walked back out. Hey man, I start getting in my car. Then all of a sudden everybody was rushing out. It's like, hey, he didn't mean that. And I was like, dude. Yo, bro,
if Stan were to do that, even if I wasn't the culprit, I'm fucking gone. Shout out Stan.
Yo, man, I was so scared. Hey, man, I was just trying to get some weed. So,
bro, did you see? And on a serious note, and me and you kind of go everywhere. In Fordyce, Arkansas, small town. The grocery store's unfortunate name was the Mad Butcher. They opened fire. Some white dude opened fire yesterday. He shot 11 civilians, two or three police officers,
really?
Killed 3 of them, and there was a 4th in critical condition with an AR-15.
Really?
Yeah.
But what town?
In Fordyce, Arkansas. Fordyce, Fordyce. And this was yesterday, and then the day before that,
I didn't know that.
Day before that, in a Detroit suburb at a splash pad.
At a splash pad?
Yeah, I can't remember the number.
Man, shit is so crazy, bro.
It's,
there was a time where to protect your house you needed a baseball bat, and then it was baseball bats are obsolete because niggas is breaking in people's house with guns, and then now everybody got a pistol, but that's like bringing your hands to a gunfight because these people are doing stuff with AR assault style rifles, and once those things go off, Cody, there's nothing nobody can do. You're mowed down. Yeah, I've all right. So I have to tell you this story, Cody. My wife had won tickets to an Ed Sheeran concert in Texas at Dallas, and we were going, and my boss just so happened to be going to the Ed Sheeran concert at the AT&T Stadium too. So he called me and was like, hey, why don't you and Bailey get, with me and my wife and let's go to dinner. So I looked at Bailey, bro, and I was like, I have to dress nice. I'm going to meet my boss. We're going to dinner. So I was like, let's stop by the Allen Outlet, in Texas, because big shopping center, I can buy a new shirt, be cool. So we pulled out of my house here in Muskogee, Oklahoma, and drove straight to the Allen Outlet. It's I don't know how long it took, but we're pulling in, and I was like, hey babe, let's stop. I want to get something to eat. My fat ass, right? So there's this Hawaiian place right outside of the Allen place, and we stopped there, and it takes us about 30 minutes, right? So we get through eating, and obviously it's Texas and it's an outlet, it's busy, so we're pulling in, there's a fleet of cars, just cars behind us, in front of us as we're pulling in. Yeah. And I saw 2 little white kids running, and I think to myself all right, it's just kids being crazy, right? And then I saw 2 of the parents behind them running, and I was like, okay, maybe they're chasing after kids. And then I looked up and I saw a crowd of black people running, and I was like, okay, something's going on, everybody's running, right? And all of a sudden, we hear the shots that you talk about, pow, 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 pow. So I don't know if you remember this, but a year or two ago, there was a mass shooting at the Allen Outlet. Okay. Me and my wife were waiting in the car to go there.
That's crazy, but I'm with you.
And we would have been in there had I not stopped and said that I was hungry. So what had happened was like,
what'd you do in the moment?
I was scared. I was really scared. And my first reaction was to like the lady in front of us was a truck. She was a Hispanic lady, and like she was waving her hand like back up, back up, back up. Mm-hmm. So we had seen it, and we were doing it to the car behind us, like back up, back up, back up. There was a median, so like I didn't waste any time. Like I didn't give a fuck about anybody else. I had the mother of my kids. I just drove up on the median, like almost wrecked another car. I just drove down the median. And then I got on the highway, but I had to stop because, like, I'm at a fucking medium. There's no, stoplight or stop sign, there, so the traffic's going across. And, like, we end up making it out, and we go across the street, and there's helicopters and shit like that. But that was the first time in my life that we ended up. And the crazy fucked up part about this, Cody, is we still met with my boss the whole time we're having dinner. Like, I can't eat. Like my stomach's turned upside down.
That's crazy.
And like we go to the concert and like I'm just sitting there and like I just want to shit on myself. Like it's twisted gut. Like I can't enjoy it. Like
it's only a matter of time until it takes somebody close to us. It happens in this town. I mean, I shouldn't even say. You know what, Lord, retract the last statement that I just said. Manny, don't even put what I just said and take that out of this podcast. It's only a matter of time before it happens close to us.
Right.
I don't ever want to manifest the fact of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's only a matter of time till that happens close to us, man. And when it does, it's going to be terrible because it just keeps happening. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. There has to be something. And the right will argue, okay, well, it's a mental health issue. Okay, well, then let's address that. Let's get to that. But at the same time, there's states there where it's super easy for people to get a hold of these weapons who don't need them.
And then there's a fine line between. I back off of politics as much as I can, Cody, but there's a fine line between like perceived mental illness and actual mental illness because I believe mental illness is Alex, the guy who changed himself to a woman. He couldn't qualify for the Olympics and then changed himself to a woman and was like placed first in the Olympics.
Yeah, Leah Thomas.
Yeah. See, like, and I'm not trying to offend nobody. That's just my personal deal. Like
me neither. I have to agree with you there, man. I'll let you finish your point.
No, like back to the mental illness. Like the world is okay with that, but in my mind, I believe something's mentally off for that person to put themselves in that situation and do something like that. But the world thinks that's fine. So I say all that to say, like, how do we know what the fuck mental illness really is?
No, you can't. There's obviously been, because we've obviously, that opens up a whole can of worms. Where
yeah, it does.
Let me sit back here. This is the stuff I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad you took it here because this is where I have to walk lightly, but we have to go to walking here.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to be careful because my intentions are never to hurt anybody because I love people. And I want everybody to live long, happy, healthy lives. It's good for me. It's good for I don't wish ill on anybody. But as a society, man, we have acceptance. See, it takes liberals and conservatives, and I'm not going to go into politics. I'm just going to say this point to run in a society because it takes the left to say, okay, well, we need to think outside the box so great new ideas and things like this happen, and there is humanity, and so it's not so just cold.
Right.
But then you also need, when they get too far outside the box, you need the right side to say, whoa, we can't go that far.
Yeah.
We can't go that far.
Right. No.
Changing biology is going too far, in my opinion.
Right. No, man, you're absolutely right. And I feel like how you say that you need a left and a right to exist, like that's the fucking human brain, reasoning with itself. Like that's literally nature in itself. It's not politics, it's nature whenever you're coming, like, just to make your point or, just to add to your point, and then, like the whole, biology change. I want whoever to be happy, because my whole life, you know, like I just wanted to be happy. I didn't, you know, just like a family, you know, like, so if that's what's make you happy, like I would never try to take that away from you. But at the same time,
we have to argue that
I don't want.
We've got at the same time. Okay,
but
my bad.
At the same time, having two little girls, I don't want a man that feel comfortable that, you know, that he could use the, you know, the restroom next to my daughter. So I think from a father's perspective, you know, like not from hatred. You know?
Yeah, it's not out of hatred at all. It's not out of misunderstanding at all. I understand that their trauma has caused probably some.
Oh shit, Cody! I guess we'll talk about. Okay, no, go ahead.
And okay,
good.
But it's like we're letting kids identify as dogs and shit now. Yeah, and cats at school.
Yeah,
we used to make fun of the kid, not trying to be a dick, but honestly, when there's a kid that barks like a dog, we used to pick on him. That's a fact, because you know what? That's just something that is. I don't know how that's become acceptable in the last 17 years. Or,
I mean, it's making something out of the upcoming generation. I don't want to say like this is a very like self-inflicted generation, you know, that caused a lot of harm to itself, that don't know who it is. And then we have this deal like the draft coming up. I don't know if you saw that, but like anybody from 18 to 26.
But you registered for the draft, and so did I. Remember?
Yeah.
We've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
It's not new things.
No, but I say that to say, what do you think about them including women? And women are like, you know, like we don't need to be a part of the draft. But I only say that to say I think that's really messed up, because how can we be equal on so many things, but when it's time to go to war, you know, like we're not equal.
Right. And we have to understand that we aren't equal. We're different. We're not, one's not better. We're just different.
No.
That we're just different. And
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for
no,
Quinn.
And so I agree with
you. Wouldn't either, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
The women shouldn't. I agree that the women shouldn't be drafted. Yeah. Right. But here's I'm of the like thinking that okay, well then let's accept that there are other differences between the male and females, you know, that we have to just kind of understand.
I'm right there with you. You know, like I do believe that women shouldn't be drafted, and I believe like all those differences should apply to other areas in life too, you know. But who am I to get like, bro, I'm happily married, you know, to a strong woman that makes more money than me now, you know. So like I'm not, you know, I don't have a dog in the fight.
Ruby, you hear that? Step your game up. No, I'm fucking with you. No, and it's just it's a whole deal, man. This is kind of the place I like to go. I'll tell you where Manny, and I don't mean to interrupt you, and I'll let you finish. Whatever.
Go ahead.
When the moral compass of this country is so downward facing, and it literally, you have to understand, in my opinion, what we're dealing with now is literally what we heard about in church. It's the spiritual warfare that has always constantly been going on around us.
Yeah.
But now the veil's being lifted, and we're seeing it.
For sure.
Like, and I'm not going to get too far into that point. I don't want to freak people out. I've discussed what I've thought about it before. I think that, and if you look far into it, you're an educated man. You can form your own opinion. But I think that outer space is a lie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
We never landed on the moon. I mean, you look.
Oh shit!
Look into that. You look into that, and then you'll immediately say, "Okay, this is bullshit." How did they live stream from the moon in 1950, whatever, when they couldn't even fucking? You had got 3 channels on the TV. How did they live stream from the moon?
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Okay, so wait. How can aliens exist but space don't?
Aliens are not extraterrestrials. They're not from another planet.
Huh?
What they actually are is as part of the veil being lifted. What we're seeing is shape-shifting, because what it tells us in the Bible is that the devil himself can just masquerade as an angel of light.
Yeah.
As an angel of light, so he can take different forms. I believe what we're seeing is the fallen angels, and they are doing everything they can to see. Well, again, I don't want to sound preachy, but the Bible says he's going to do everything he can to deceive us, even the elect, even those who know God already. So he's already, how much of New Age religion is based on aliens?
Yeah.
Right? And so all the evidence could also point to an interdimensional being just as much as it could an extraterrestrial if it's a dishonest interdimensional being presenting itself. And so there's a lot of points I've heard, and it's not just me that feels
That's
this.
crazy.
The two top experts in the United Aerial Phenomenon or Unidentified Aerial UAP studies agree that it's a spiritual dynamic to this thing, and so that's what I believe is going on. So that's why all these things are going on in society where we're like, whoa, we gotta.
Do you believe in heaven or hell?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I mean, I'm trying to figure out the place in all this. Like aliens, heaven, hell. Like, do you believe in reincarnation?
No, I believe when you die, I'm not sure. I can't answer all the questions. I believe when you die, some Christians will tell you that you're in kind of this purgatory state, which I could see the case for that. But that you either go to heaven or you go to hell, which I don't believe is a lake. People think it's all fiery and hot and shit. I don't think that it's going to be like that, and I don't think heaven's going to be exactly how it's kind of pictured in the Bible. I think heaven's going to be specifically like what you love, what you're into. That's going to be your heaven. Like your house would have a giant studio and like 19 kids and like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
And then everybody's how heaven will be different and everybody's hell may be different too. But yeah, I think there has to be, I think even as educated, I believe there's a heaven and a hell. Where do you, are you just kind of unsure about it? Where do you fall on this?
Well, I mean, I was raised by a minister, Southern Baptist, so I think no matter what, I think if you are raised in it, your core beliefs are your core beliefs. It doesn't matter how fucking far you stray away from it. Like it doesn't matter how much I tried to rebel after I, left home. I still stubbed my toe and said, "Oh Jesus," you know what I'm saying? Like, so those are my core beliefs. Like. Me and my kids, we pray and stuff like that. But as I get older and like the more I learn, it's natural as humans to kind of question, especially since it's a lot of Christianity or all of Christianity was given to my people during slavery. So there was a religion that existed before them.
Christianity existed in Africa before slavery. Did you know that?
Well, I mean, no, like I don't dig into all that stuff,
okay.
Bro. But I mean, well, I just said I did, and
Christianity is not a European religion. It's just something that the world they have. Listen,
I know there's different forms of Christianity. Like there's they all tell different stories, or all the stories are similar.
Now I know that you've got a perverted European version of it. I'm not saying that you.
And didn't. I do believe that was given during slavery, bro. Yeah, I don't believe that the gods were the same.
I think there was some indoctrination.
Yeah, like I honestly believe that the gods weren't the same in Africa versus what was being forced to us. And I'm not saying like it's bad. All I'm saying is it's natural for me to like
I can understand
my mom. Yeah. And here's just my mental state, no matter what was going on in life, like she leaned on, like Christianity as a crutch, and I just wanted her to like kind of see some of the reality of stuff. Like my people are so stuck. Like we can be in a bad place, and that Bible scripture or whatever will comfort them. When the truth of the matter is, like it takes action to get up and make your situation better, instead of sitting there, like praying for your situation to change and it's not. And I think there was a lot of politics and like going on with church when my mom died that made me rebel in the first place, like how they handled, like her body and stuff like that. And, she's been a minister at their church for like over 20 plus years. So, like there's a lot of, like hate towards those specific people too. But I mean, like, I don't go to church. I haven't been to church since the last person that I seen preach was my mom, and that was on Mother's Day. And believe it or not, that was the clip that's in Family Matters.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. The
last church that I went to, just a real quick story, was on Easter a couple years ago at New Hope Church, south of town. And I got up, and as soon as the speaker started speaking, I was like, this ain't right. About 3.5 minutes into it, and we got him walked out. Me and Ruby did. Yeah. It was the one that got caught with the embezzlement the other day. Yeah.
Hey,
And
man.
you know what? I was like, it's something right with my spirit.
So,
That
yeah.
discernment, baby. But man, I think everybody kind of gets burnt from the church. You know, I did too at one point. Surely not at the level that you did.
Yeah.
And I can see where you're at with how you seen your mom do that. But we all learn coping skills differently in life.
Yeah.
And
man, I just wanted her. You know, there's some stuff. It's okay to have faith, but I'm a firm believer that faith works with action.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like I just believe that there's so many of my people that just think, you know, just leave it up to chance, you know, and like I just want them to see it just a little bit different. I will say this: the older that I get, you know, like sure enough, I told you we don't go to church, but every day before we eat dinner, you know, like one of my kids say a prayer, and like they take turns from the 4-year-old all the way up to the 12-year-old.
Yeah.
They all know the prayer, you know, like by heart. So it's ingrained in me, Cody. And I think the older that I get, you know, and I have my family, I'm walking back closer to it, you know, versus whenever, you know, like I was just out in the world type deal. But
I think we're starting to see everybody's starting to wake kind of right now is really feeling that way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like everybody's waking up because what the things I just talked about a minute ago, whether they think that's all true or not, they know something's going on.
Yeah, true.
The world itself is stirring all over, man.
It's not a safe place anymore.
Nowhere. And so it's like we just, everybody's kind of clinging, but the organized religion, pointing back to the church, organized religion has fumbled so many situations. They fumbled so many different things with the simple act of showing way too much hate and not nearly enough love.
Yeah.
Regardless, on a few different issues, I won't get into them. And so I think that they won't ever recover in this country. That's not how we save this country as far as getting God back into it, getting or at least some sense of moral right and wrong, because we're losing that altogether.
Right.
Man.
All right, you're all right.
All right, let me set it back up. So if we, where was I? Some sense of moral right and wrong, because we got to get it all together. Yeah. It's going to start. It won't be in churches or anywhere else. It's going to start in homes, like yours and mine. With honestly, I think that it needs to come from men like me and you.
Yeah.
Just doing whatever's right to make sure that our kids have a sense of what's good and what's not.
I try my best to. Even in the way that I handle arguing with my wife, you know, like we fight fair in front of our kids. You know what I'm saying? Like we pick our words. I would never call my wife a bitch in front of my son, you know, because I would never want him to do that, or I would never do that in front of my daughter, because in no world or no galaxy or dimension do I want my daughter to feel like it's safe.
And what they see, they think
So, you know, like,
we have so much responsibility on us as fathers, because they're watching, man. They are I mean, especially like, what ages are your sons?
We have 5 and 12.
5 and 12.
Yeah.
Okay, you still got both of those in the window, because they say from like 6 to 14 is the ages where they're most impressionable, and they look for you as the role model. They look to you as the role model, their father. After 14, they'll look to outside sources and kind of start to resent you, because they start to see different worldviews, and it kind of. But until then, they look to you. So that's why these years are so important. The 6 to 14 is super important that we are present and active in our sons' lives, so that we can teach them how to be a man. Yeah. You know, before they start being a pissed off teenager.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, no. Usually, okay. Obviously, everybody know I'm bald, but my son kept asking me, you know, like, hey, can you cut my hair? Like, cut my hair, and so like. I cut the little nigga's hair, you know, like usually I take him to the barbershop or something.
Yeah.
But like I cut it, and like he felt like I ruined it. I don't think I ruined it, but like he felt like I did. And he was like, Dad, this sucks. I'm not going to be able to go to summer school.
How'd you cut it, bro?
Man, I did a taper fade. It looked good, bro, but it was higher than he wanted it. He wanted it.
What did you cut the sides with? A guard. What guard?
Oh. I mean, I faded it. So, you know, like I started from 0 and worked my way up to 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so, but
how long was it on the top?
Oh, his hair is super long on the top.
Yeah, so it's...
Yeah. But, I mean, he turned around and was like, Dad, I don't like it. It's like, I can't go to summer school like this. And I was like, no, man, it looks good. You know, like, this is how it's supposed to look. And, like, I don't know, man. he just didn't like it, and it hurt my feelings, man. But like, it was the first time that, you know, like my son did that. So like, I don't know. He's 12 years old, so like he's going through, you know, like these emotions and stuff, and he has like underarm hair, and he's trying to be cool, and like he find himself like he feel like since I'm an artist and kids at school know that I rap, that he has to be like have this badass persona like this whole time, you know. And like I tell Taj, like, you don't have to beat everybody the fuck up like to be cool, you know, like just be good at what you're doing. Like I'm on computers, you know, like you don't have to do the same shit. But not to make a long story.
No, you're fine.
Like, you know, just like kids, you know, just like going through that whole age deal is crazy.
Yeah, so. Dude, my son called me today about an hour before I got here, an hour and a half, and was like, I said, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "Nothing. I'm down at the park, at some like the exercise room at the park or whatever." I said, "With who?" "Nobody." In Tulsa.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they live over like in kind of Midtown.
Oh fuck.
I'm like, so I'm like, well, what the fuck? Who said you could do that? Well, my mama said I could once. I said, she said you could today. She said, I'm pretty sure. I said, you call and ask? He says, yeah. Okay. Well, get on your bike and go back home.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to be down. Nobody's with you. You ain't got no friend with you. Nobody.
It's also crazy.
It's a dangerous world, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's 10.
Yeah.
And so I think, but anyhow, so I get through the deal. I say, call me when you get home. You don't need to. That way you get home faster. So he called. So he calls me. Boo boo. Takes a picture and sends it to me. I call his mom. Like, hey, do you know Owen was at the park? No. Today? No. I didn't know. Yeah, he was down there. He called me. Said that you said he could go. Hell no, I didn't say he could go. That lying motherfucker. Anyway, he won't hear this shit. Don't let him listen. But it's frustrating, but you know what? I got back on the phone with him because we've dealt with him like not telling the truth.
Yeah.
And I don't understand, why. But I told him today, I was like, when I understood that, he called me back because between the time I talked to him again, she talked to him. He was like, Mom is mad at me because I lied. I'm like, well, dude, stop fucking lying. Like, you did lie to me.
Yeah.
And if you want to work out at home. I think he's maybe starting to go through all that too.
Yeah.
And so work out at home. You can do push-ups and sit-ups and like get you a little dumbbell if you want to do curls for the girls.
Yeah.
And you'll do everything you need to do. And then go run up and down the street when your mom's home at night if that's what you want to do. But you don't do that. And I said, you called me because you knew. You called me and told me where you was at and what you was doing because you knew I'd send you home.
Right, yeah.
He said, yeah.
That's crazy.
I said, well, then why didn't you just tell me the truth? I wouldn't have been mad at you.
Right.
Anyhow, parenting's a trip, bro.
Parenting is hard, man. And the only thing you could do, like, man, I swear I was struggling with this today. It's my whole day right now, Cody. I just had
What's up here, man?
Just kind of an off day, man. It's hard being a dad, bro.
It's a learning adventure every day, my friend.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
But yeah, okay. So we covered the Kendrick Lamar. Mm-hmm. We covered the crazy guy up north.
Yeah.
White P Diddy.
Yeah. We talk. Nah, I ain't gonna. Don't call him P. You fuck. And Manny said that, not me. Yeah, Hitman. I done talked about Adam.
White P Diddy.
Here we go, bro.
And then like being a father, like
no, he ain't White P Diddy, bro.
I'm sorry. You
gotta retract that, bro. P Diddy's a wanted criminal. He beats on bitches real bad.
Okay, well,
okay.
I don't know this guy, so
he's just an asshole.
It's very unfair for me to say that.
Yeah, he's just an asshole. He is an asshole. I will say that.
But I will say this: shortly after this podcast, I will pick another harmless white person that I don't know and deem them P Diddy, White P Diddy, because that name belongs to somebody. I just thought that
probably
because
trademark that when you get off.
You said that like he makes everybody get up and run. Like have you ever seen Making the Band?
No.
Okay, so it's a bunch of artists across the country. All right,
I remember the Prince. Yeah.
All right, so like this is whenever the competition shows were huge, right? And
yeah,
like basically when everybody was getting on there to like win a contest, well, P Diddy's deal was Making a Band, and like he had a bunch of rap artists like get together, live in the studio and stuff like that. He'd make them do crazy stuff like exercise. He made them like walk in the middle of New York and get cheesecake and stuff like that. So like if you go and do your research on it, that's what I was referring to, not
Okay.
like the sexual stuff.
Okay.
So, I guess that would require knowing some of the background, but yeah, just to
Dude, but
clarify
did you see the video of him hitting Cassie?
No.
That's how you beat somebody that you just hate. You just you didn't you just have no soul. You beat somebody like somebody did something bad to him when he was a kid.
But
anyway,
the same people that told the stories of what he did to Cassidy, apparently Kim Porter, his ex-wife that died, there's stories of him and Cassidy like tying her up and doing like crazy stuff to her. So like that's a really big nasty triangle deal that's going on there.
Bro, it's all they.
Yeah, I only know it from the surface, but
bro, yeah, I just know it from Jaguar Wright.
Yeah,
that's all. She's on my TikTok stream. Her and Charleston.
Boy, Charleston's crazy, bro.
He's crazy, bro.
I love the fuck out of Charleston, but he says some wild.
He said he goes a little far. He pushes.
Yeah, he goes far, and then I'll have to stop watching him for like a month or two, and then he'll pop up, and that nigga's just funny, man. He says
he says some funny ass shit.
He says some funny shit. Like there's not a person walking this earth that could talk like Charleston and not be dead in a week outside of Charleston.
He just manifests his safety. He's like, y'all ain't touching me.
I know.
I'm the police. Y'all scared of me?
They know where he live at. They have his address,
bro.
His address is on the internet.
It's crazy.
Bro has a whole wife and a girlfriend.
You know, he's an educated man.
He is super educated,
and his heart's in the right place. I feel like he got on with this character, and now he kind of has to keep it. I guess that's how I feel sometimes.
That's the complex deal about Charleston White, because we don't know when it's the real Charleston White or the character being turned on or off, because he transitions so smoothly. He's the next best troll next to Tekashi 6ix9ine. So,
oh yeah, Tekashi. Dude, didn't he? How many of it was it? Like 7 of the first 8 or 6 of the first 7 of his songs went to #1 on the Billboard charts. Remember the run he was having?
Yeah.
I mean, he just as far as
automatic 100 million views on YouTube.
The biggest artist in the world.
And wasn't really saying shit on those songs.
No, but he just sounded like DMX and just.
He was just a Mexican kid with crazy colored hair, and he yelled, and he's a troll. But
talk about aesthetic doing like wonders for him, like
man.
Anyway, yeah, but that's we have talked for how long today?
I don't know,
but we've been talking longer than we have before in the past.
For real. So if you are listening, you stuck around this long. Kudos to fucking you, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna get part of it.
You might as well hit subscribe if you made it this far, man.
Yeah, we should have said that in the beginning. In fact, let's cut a piece for the beginning. Yo, please, pretty please, go subscribe to the channel, give us a like, share it, jump in the comments, tell us your favorite part of the podcast and your least favorite part. Just say something, keep it pushing. We need engagement to really try and get some traction going.
There you go. I don't really think I need to add anything else to that.
Word.
All right, man. Y'all have a good day, and
sign here, press hard 4 times.
Yep. Deuces.
Peace.